Coming up tonight on Patriots Unfiltered on TV, the biggest fourth quarter comeback since the Super Bowl win over the Falcons propels the Patriots into the playoffs. Also tonight, Drake May shakes off a sluggish start for a fantastic finish. And how Stefon Diggs turned in his best game of the season when the Patriots needed it most.
Patriots Unfiltered on TV is brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
Cuts it across the 10 to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots!
When the game was on the line, Drake May was at his best, willing the Patriots into the postseason.
New England's win over the Ravens had everything. Primetime audience, clutch performances, and a shot across the bow of the NFL. The Patriots are back. Hello again, everyone. I'm Alex Francisco. This is Patriots Unfiltered on TV. For the first time since 2021, the Patriots will be in the Super Bowl tournament. Let's huddle up now with Paul Perillo and Mike Dussault. What a beautiful sport. That is what Drake May said after the Patriots clinched a playoff spot in Baltimore on Sunday Night Football, and that's what I was saying to myself as he led the team on 2 end-of-game touchdown drives to win it. Guys, how gritty of a performance was that for Drake May?
What an ending from Drake May and the Patriots to come back. I mean, that first scoring drive there at the end where it was 7 passes right down the field, and then to come back at the end, overcome a lack of a call on the Kayshon Boutte, not catch, but just an outstanding performance. Kind of the one we've been waiting for with him. Game's on the line. He goes out there and delivers.
It was a gritty performance, Alex. I think that's the perfect word for it, because they didn't play exceptionally well for large portions of the game. But, they found themselves in a hole in the fourth quarter, and they dug themselves out of it. So I think they answered a lot of the critics' questions coming off the Buffalo game, which I thought were really unfair, to be honest with you. I thought, one time they have a chance to come back in the fourth quarter, and they snap a 10-game winning streak. And so, is he clutch? Can he do it? Can he do that? Well, at least for one game, he proved that he could.
Drake May was really staring down the pass rush in the face, getting hit, and still making these throws just totally unafraid. I know the completion percentage maybe wasn't there, as he checks all these boxes. It wasn't his most accurate game, but that aspect, that toughness he showed was most impressive to me.
Yeah, it was his toughest game, I'd say. And I mean, like you said, standing in there, taking hits, delivering the ball. It's just another example of, Drake May's continued development and not allowing those hits to kind of add up. You see that sometimes, you take a little bit of a beating, you get to the end of the game, you're not as sharp as you once were. That was not the case for Drake May.
Yeah, that was part of the grit, and I thought May exemplified that with, as Alex said, I would say at least a half dozen, maybe more throws with guys. He knew the hit was coming and stood in and delivered an accurate throw anyway, but also Morgan Moses specifically. I don't know if he would have come back in the game if Mumford didn't get banged up, but to show that kind of, leadership in, patching it together, getting back out there, 34 years old, it was gritty all around, for all 53 guys, but, I think it was really exemplified on offense when you're down 11 and you come up with 2 perfect touchdown drives when you had to have them.
That second to last touchdown drive really stands out to me because I think it was 9 plays or so, but 5 guys helped them do it. Tight ends, the running backs catching passes, but it was nice to see him really get things going after what we saw in Buffalo, where the receivers were really taken out of the game.
That was great, and that's when this Patriots offense is at their best, when the ball's spread around and you can get out of the game and you can look at literally every single player on offense and say, you helped us, you helped us. Now Diggs went above and beyond, and that 4th down catch near the end, what a perfect pass by Drake May. I mean, I think everybody had their, holding their breath watching that throw. I know I did, even in the replay. But just a bang play and Diggs stepping up again, showing that in those gotta-have-it moments, he's a guy that can deliver.
Great response by May. Perfect with the game on the line. And, man, Diggs just, what do you say? Like, it's prime time. This is my time. I come out and he led the way again with just another energetic performance.
Yeah, Diggs, and then for me, Ramondre Stevenson, too. Travion Henderson's been kind of surging here. He goes down with a concussion. Ramondre hasn't been getting the same usage. He's coming off injuries, too. But then in rushing, receiving, and pass protection, I don't know if they win this game without Ramondre.
I don't think they do. I think he was a tremendous asset to the offense all around, every aspect. We had him on the post-game show, Sunday night, and after Mike and I were joking around with him about some of these little things behind the scenes that maybe didn't get as much attention. He was really psyched up that we pointed out.
Hey, Paul, I appreciate you noticing.
Some of us understand the finer points in the game, Ramondre. I see some of that stuff too.
Yes, sir.
There was at least 3 or 4 of those just killing guys. It was awesome.
Seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
Just the way he runs is kind of the way he acts off the field sometimes. Hard-nosed, no nonsense. And to see that sort of, bright smile on his face, trying year for him, right? Early in the year, he has the fumble problems. Then he gets injured. Then all of a sudden, the new kid on the block rookie, as Alex said, is making all these big plays. And people are saying, why didn't they just go to Henderson? Well, that's why. Because Stevenson won you a game, Sunday night with his all-around play.
As we transition here to the defense, the Patriots obviously had some lucky breaks. You don't have to see Lamar Jackson in the second half. Derrick Henry, very oddly, wasn't on the field for that last drive of the game.
It's a rotation thing.
I don't want this to take away from what the offense did, because Drake May doesn't have to face Lamar Jackson on a drive. But does this kind of discredit this win as that signature comeback victory a little bit?
A little bit. I would have loved to have seen Lamar continue to stay out there. However, I will say, once they got the first turnover, the Patriots had their first takeaway, it started to seem disjointed for me. And I was kind of seeing what Paul talked a lot about in the pregame show of just this Ravens team not having that same kind of toughness, grittiness that the Patriots demonstrated.
Inconsistent.
So, who knows how it would have gone in the second half. I mean, of course, Lamar Jackson is a lot better than Tyler Huntley is. But at the same time, it felt like there was a little bit of a change in the game. Those first 2 possessions, when they were going down the field on the second one, it was like, oh boy, here comes 14-0 quick. Jalen Hawkins punches it out. Marcus Jones recovers it. And that really was one of the first momentum shifts of the game.
Yeah, it doesn't really discredit it for me at all, because they were still down 11 in the fourth quarter and needed to be perfect over the last, 50 of the game. They had to score, get a stop, score, get a stop. And they were able to do that regardless of the personnel. You still are down 24-13.
Yep.
And I think that, especially coming on the heels of the slip-up against Buffalo, where you can't close out the game you had in control, this was a tremendous mental bounce back for the entire team, but especially the offense.
Yeah, great response. The defense, they needed to make plays against the Bills. You didn't see that. And then between Hawkins and then Pavion Chason at the end, too, another fumble. Got it done.
Mike Vrabel's been talking all year about we've got to force more turnovers. And, you can't find a game more critical than this one with those two.
Still to come on Patriots Unfiltered on TV. The Patriots return to play against the AFC East. We'll preview the matchup in the Meadowlands with Gang Green. Evan Lazar goes to the videotape to break down the New York Jets. Trash Talk debates if this Drake May performance will quiet the critics or whether he's a clutch performer. And I'll go one-on-one with Patriots linebacker Clavon Chason.
Patriots Unfiltered on TV is brought to you by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots, and by Sports Illustrated Tickets. 50 million sports concerts and theater tickets, 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit sitickets.com today.
You're watching Patriots Unfiltered on TV.
What's up, everybody? It's Evan Lazar. It's the Unfiltered TV film room. Let's talk about this Jets defense and Drake May against the Jets on Sunday. I want to talk about this play from the Week 11 matchup here in Foxborough, and the Jets did a lot of this in their third down package. They're going to show all this pressure up here at the line of scrimmage pre-snap, but they're actually going to drop all these players out of the rush, and they're going to form what's called a drop 8 coverage. So if we roll it just a little bit, you're going to see all these rushers drop out. Pause it right there. So this is the strategy that I'm seeing kind of come to fruition more and more against Drake May. You have these 2 high safeties over the top. We're going to try to take away the deep ball, and then we're going to drop all these guys out underneath the coverage. They're going to try to run this little dagger concept here at the bottom of the screen, but you're just going to see that there's just a lot of people flooding the middle of the field. And Drake May hits Stephon Diggs on the hands. It's close, but the Jets are squeezing that zone window pretty tight down the field. So watch out for that drop 8 coverage on Sunday. The Jets are going to do it a bunch, I'm sure, after having some success with it in Week 11. I'm Evan Lazar.
The 12-3 Patriots are staying on the road this week, headed to New York or New Jersey to face the 3-12 Jets. With a win, the Patriots will be undefeated on the road for this regular season. Guys, kind of crazy that the Patriots have not lost a road game this year. what makes them so tough?
Yeah, resilience. I mean, I think that's been it. And then, of course, the play of Drake May. I mean, you can't talk about the Patriots this season without, talking about what Drake has been able to do. But, you look at some of the environments they've had to go to. I know they're not great teams, but, going down to New Orleans, winning in Miami, winning up in Buffalo. There's a lot of different feathers in their cap from the season, and it would be great to go down. I mean, these divisional games always scare me a little bit, even though the Jets are really struggling right now.
Yeah.
But it'd be a great way to finish off the road schedule with a win.
They've been so locked in away from home, and I do wonder if maybe they enjoy that aspect a little bit better. I think maybe Vrabel gets to hammer home the points a little bit more when they're away from home. The Patriots have had some really, I don't know if you guys know this, Patriots have had a lot of success over the last 25 years. They have not had a lot of perfect regular seasons on the road. Twice it happened, 07 and 16, I think.
Yep.
So they've had a lot of really good teams with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to do what first-year coach Mike Vrabel and second-year starter Drake May have been able to do this year. One more win, and they're perfect 8-0. That's very impressive.
And the odds look good for them, It's looking like Brady Cook will be at quarterback for the Jets. What have you guys seen from him?
Oh, not much. I mean, he was 8 sacks last week. He was under duress. Yeah, I mean, it's, looking through some of the Jets coverage this week, they're kind of saying, all right, they just want to get to the offseason, secure their draft spot, and it's been a really tough season for them. I think the most shocking thing to me, Paul, is that they have 3 takeaways the whole year, 3 fumbles, no interceptions.
Right.
I've never quite seen that before.
Can you imagine going the entire season with 3 takeaways? And the Jets are not, personnel-wise, it's not a terrible group on that side of the ball that they started off the season with. Now, I know Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner have been dealt away, but that's just really an eye-opening stat. The one thing that would worry me about a game like this is that kind of, lack of attention to detail early on, coming off an emotional win. You kind of expect, business as usual. Make sure you don't allow a strip sack or something early in the game that sort of gives the other team momentum.
Or something on special teams, right?
Last
couple weeks, the Patriots have been a little shaky there.
Yeah.
Jets, that's one place they actually can impact you.
Yeah, and that's in the margins. That's a game like this where, if you're the Jets, you're saying we need to find a way to get turnovers. Good luck. But scoring on special teams, winning field position. Last week you saw the Patriots alter their plan a little bit. They mostly kicked it to the end zone, at least in the early going, content to let the other team take the ball out to the 35. Do they continue that just to prevent the Jets from having any advantage in special teams? So, I think the Patriots need to be locked in.
Buffalo continues to find ways to win games. They're only a game back, so you have to make sure that you take care of these 2 division games to close out the season. Don't give the Bills any chance to come in and steal the division. I mean, how disappointing would that be after all of this?
Can't happen.
To lose one of these 2 games and have Buffalo sneak in and win the division, and all of a sudden you're the 5 seed.
I am now joined in the studio by Patriots linebacker, Kayla Chason. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you're fresh off forcing a fumble against the Ravens that essentially kind of sealed the deal for you guys in the game and clinched a playoff spot. So I know you have 2 games left, but how's it feeling to secure the postseason?
Excited, obviously. We worked a lot. We worked our tails off since all season, spring, summer, and all year long, fighting through whatever adversity that came up throughout the year. So it feels good to have a guaranteed spot within the dance.
Now, as a linebacker, what is it like having your head coach be not only a former linebacker in this league for a long time, but he's a Patriots Hall of Fame linebacker?
Nah, that's super fire. That's fire. So I think he kind of gets a little bit aggravated sometimes from us, just because we always mess with him. Like, man, what have you done? Don't talk about some old stuff. Talk about some new stuff. But man, to have that within reach, man, just obviously within play the position within the organization, and just achieve so many tremendous things within the league and getting rings and stuff. So he has the aggressive go-get-it mentality, regardless of what the circumstances and the situation is. So I think we all carry that. If we didn't, we definitely all carry it now for sure.
Courtside at the Celtics, I think you did a visit at Boston Children's.
Yeah.
You've been in the community doing Thanksgiving events, Christmas events. Has that always been a big piece of you as an NFL player, is the community stuff, or is that stuff you're starting to pick up now as you get older?
Nah, it's definitely always been huge for me. My parents and my family members just always make sure that's instilled in me, even outside of them kind of just making sure they relay that message. But I know how blessed I am to be in this position, and just those moments that every kid gets to experience, man, they'll have forever, and they'll live with it for a long time. So, always, any chance I get to be able to be a blessing to someone else, man, I want to take advantage of those opportunities for sure.
What have you been up to since you've been here? You've had time to settle in, right? What have you learned about the area and living here?
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
So let's start there.
It's gonna get colder.
Yeah, it's getting colder for sure. Just randomly stepping outside and seeing the snow and sprinkle. But man, Brand, I love it. I love everything that comes with it. Everybody's been truly loving and welcoming within New England and Boston itself. So I'm excited I had a chance to be here and witness this, man. I see all the love that we get on the away games too. The city itself is diehard. It's like wherever you go, it's Boston, Patriots, Celtics, whoever it may be, they rocking with it. So that's fire.
As a player, does that feel different when you know how crazy these people are and how invested they are, and you know how much it means to this region?
No, it's huge. It's huge. Just seeing the love and support that you get for your gameplay on the field. But outside of it, man, I feel like my neighbors that I have within my neighborhood has been truly supportive. I'm just making sure that whatever I need, they have, and just checking on me and just seeing how they can be a help. I'm excited to be a part of it.
They're teaching you how to use like the snow brush on your car.
Yeah. They taught me straight up. It's like, man, first thing, as soon as it get cold and wet, take the windshields and lift them up off the window. So I was like, oh, thank you for that help.
Pro tip.
I didn't know much at all.
That is a pro tip. I love it. You'll pick up more as you go.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck on Sunday, and welcome back anytime. We'll be back with more Patriots Unfiltered on TV after the break.
Patriots Unfiltered on TV is brought to you by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots, and by Sports Illustrated Tickets. 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. Same seats, better prices. Fans deserve better.
You're watching Patriots Unfiltered on TV.
From day one, Mike Vrabel told us he wants his team to be good enough to take advantage of bad football. At 12-3 and playoff bound, mission accomplished. The other side of that coin is being good enough to overcome your own bad football, along with the stuff you can't control. Stuff like injuries and, questionable decisions by men in stripes. Sunday night's game against the Ravens was all of that. Down by 11 in the fourth quarter, the Patriots were far from having the best outing of the season. Some bad football and a blue tent with a no vacancy sign contributed to the Patriots on the ropes. But that's when the defense took advantage of Derrick Henry parked on the sideline and started making stops. The offense shrugged off a textbook pass interference that wasn't and finished off a drive anyway. And just like that, you're up by 4 and finishing out the game in victory formation. If you're at all familiar with the NFL, and I know you are, you know these are the types of games that happen all the time. You just need to figure out how to win them. When you do, you find yourself in the playoffs.
Drake May had been there 1 week before. A touchdown drive was needed to win the game, and he came up short versus Buffalo. Against the Ravens, this time the Pats were 89 yards away from a touchdown they desperately needed. So May put the Pats on his back, proving he's a clutch performer. But will one performance quiet the critics? Mike and Paul debate the question in this week's Trash Talk.
At long last, Drake May has his fourth quarter comeback. Paul, we've been waiting a long time for this. We go back to the summer. I'm wondering, is Drake May clutch? So now he has one. Does that mean he's clutch? I think it does. At least I need some evidence. I have some evidence. Game on the line. Drake May can take his team down the field quickly, score points, and put pressure back on the opponent.
So I would say this was great timing coming off the Buffalo game. I know a lot of people were sort of asking the question, and I spent the week sort of pushing back against those people because I thought it was unfair that he's had so few opportunities to do what he did Sunday night against Baltimore previously in his career. That said, Mike, I'm not willing to just say like, oh, forget about it. It's decided. It is what it is because he did it once. I don't have the questions about him in the first place. So this is a weird spot for me to be in, but I'm sorry if I don't just say, okay, well, that's it. That's decided because he had a chance to win a game against Buffalo and didn't. Then he had a chance to win a game against Baltimore and he did. So now I never have to worry about it again. I think Drake May's pretty good. I know that's a controversial take around here. I didn't necessarily need to see what I did Sunday night, but it was great to see.
I look at this and I say, this is what he's going to need to do in the playoffs. This is how playoff games go. I mean, I've watched enough Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, all these battles over recent years where it comes down to one or two plays. I think maybe the bigger thing for me is just the confidence that Drake has, that he's done it before, that his team looks to him. They now have belief that he can do it, even if he's only done it once.
In order to be one of those guys that you can count on in those situations, you have to do it over and over and over again. That might not be fair. He hasn't had the opportunities to do it a lot of times. Once he starts to do it in the playoffs, year after year, then you become one of the greats who does it when the chips are on the table all the time. Until then, I think the jury's still out. But again, the talent is obvious for everybody to see. I don't really have a lot of concerns about it, but at the same time, he hasn't really necessarily proven that he's that big-time clutch player based on one game.
Yeah, well, we'll see in the playoffs. And will he need another fourth-quarter comeback against the Jets this week? I don't think so. Stay tuned for predictions after the break.
Now back to Patriots Unfiltered on TV.
It is time for predictions. And after back-to-back weeks as underdogs, the Patriots have finally gotten some respect back from the bookmakers. This week, the Patriots are 12.5-point favorites at the Meadowlands. The over-under is 43.5. Paul, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking the bookmakers got this one right. So I don't really see many avenues for the Jets to pull off an upset here. I think they're sort of playing out the string. I think the Patriots are going to get out early in this game and put it in cruise control. Maybe annoy some of their fans by not being able to just dominate for 60 full minutes. But 33-6, New England. I don't see this game being competitive.
To 6.
I'm in the same vicinity as Paul. I was going to say 34-10, but I think he's right. I think the Jets are trying to just get to the offseason. This Patriots team should have every bit of confidence to go out there, dictate to this Jets secondary that hasn't been great, put some points up early, and like Paul said, throw it in cruise control.
Throw it in cruise control, all the way to a 40 burger. Patriots, 40, Jets, 12.
It's like it's happening in real time.
Yeah, it's playing out in my mind, the Madden simulation in my head right now. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I feel good about it. I think it'd be a nice way to close out that road stretch, be undefeated, and go into that last regular season game probably feeling pretty good. All right, that's going to be it for this very special Christmas edition of Patriots Unfiltered on TV. As always, you can catch the three of us on Patriots Unfiltered on Patriots.com every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from noon to 2 p.m. For Paul Perillo and Mike Dussault, I'm Alex Francisco. We'll see you next week.